Hey, it's me, it's Mike. I'm back, and I got some Krishna news. So we're gonna be. I got some hot off the press stuff. What do we got? We got Hayden. Uh, hey, great to see you here. I'm glad you're here. We got Jenna Morton. Hey, Jenna, great to see you here. My moderator, Eliana, great to see you here. Um, Fake human. It's not the same without fake human, let me tell you. You reach the height of delusion when you believe something bound by time can sit in judgment over what is eternal. Absolutely. I agree. and, um, and Travis. Hey, Travis. Good to see you here. Let's get right to the opening. I got a lot of stuff I want to get to, and stuff hot off the press. Hot off the press. So let's get right to it. Here we go.
Hello?
Hello.
There we go. Okay. All right. So I want to thank everybody for joining in today. Everybody that joined in last night. A really exciting show. We're getting to a lot of these Krishnas. We're getting to them, and that's good. That's important. That's what it's all about, is waking people up. But I want to start the show off today. I guess I got a lot of things I wanted to get to. I don't know if I'm going to get to everything, because I got to talk about this. And just someone said this to me just a couple hours ago. Yeah, I'm going to get to him too. New shit has come to light. Let me, where's my new shit has come to light?
I'm smart, not like everybody says. Like dumb, I'm smart and I want respect.
Man, I've got certain information, all right? Certain things have come to light, and, has it ever occurred to you that instead of, running around blaming me, given the nature of all this new shit, this could be a lot more complex. I mean, it might not be just such a simple,
Yeah, you know what I mean? Hey, Dolly Roberts, great to see you here. So, okay, so what I want to get to right now, and this is not, hey, Rafal, good to see you, man. I'm glad you're here for this. I'm glad you snuck in, right? You snuck right in. Somebody sent this to me just a couple hours ago, and it kind of got to me because I wasn't prepared for this. And when I was reading it, it was, let me see where I can find this. Okay. When I was reading it, I had a pretty good idea of who they were talking about. And so somebody sent this to me. And I don't know if they're a regular viewer or not or whatever. But anyway, it says, "Good afternoon, Mike. I'm sending a recent story of a Guru Kuli who recently passed away from heart failure, leaving many dumbfounded by the fact he is a victim of the Hare Krishna cult, yet he stayed and brought his own kids to the cult because of Narayan Maharaj. He created a GoFundMe page a couple of years ago to get his teeth done that he lost while being a 7-year-old servant to white guru Raghunath Swami. He got beat up badly and lost his front teeth. from physical abuse. Below, he narrates his own story. And then he says, when I was a kid of 7 years old, I was sent by my parents to a boarding school in India. The school belonged to the Hare Krishna religion. I was assigned as a personal servant to Raghunath Swami at 7 years old, who was an ex-Marine with anger issues. One day, as usual, I washed his robes by hand and hung them on the clothesline up on the flat roof. Another student, servant, mistaking the robes for his teacher, took them. Fearfully, I approached Raghunath with empty hands, knowing his temper. He grabbed me by the back of the neck and smashed my teeth out on the marble floor. I was 7 years old. Seven-year-old boy who didn't do anything wrong. In fact, he washed this guy's clothes and hung them out. Someone took them. And now this little kid, 7 years old, gets his teeth, this angry Swami, this angry holy man, he grabbed me by the back of my neck and smashed my teeth out on the marble floor. I was 7 years old. Ever since then, the stubs of my two front teeth have given me lots of problems. I finally had them removed this year. I'm 51 years old now. I would very much appreciate some help getting them replaced. Okay, and then it says the story told by him and his GoFundMe to get his teeth replaced is below. So I'm going to go and look at his GoFundMe page, and I'll show you that. Hey, Queen of Karma, good to see you. Hey, thanks for showing support. I know you're busy, man. I appreciate everybody who comes in here. I mean, I know it's what a horrific story. My goodness. Okay, so we're not even done yet. Okay, this is just the beginning. Okay, so on the GoFundMe page, it's the same thing. There's nothing else to read, but it's got pictures. It's got pictures of this guy. Now, I knew this guy. This is Shridam. His name was Shridam. His name was Shridam, and he's the son of my good friend, or was my good friend, Sri Maya. Now his father is Sri Maya, Prabhupada disciple. And Sri Maya is one of the first devotees that I ever met. And Sri Maya is really responsible, one of the devotees responsible for turning me into a devotee. I mean, all these guys, Bir Lakshman, Sri Maya, Radha Kund, a few others. But anyway, those were the hardcore guys that really, taught me a lot about Hare Krishna in the beginning. It told me old stories, told me about Prabhupada, told me what it was like when they joined in 70, 71, 72, what it was like, and just I heard so much from these guys. So this Sri Maya was one of those guys, and I met his son. I met this guy many times. He lived, and that's exactly what I remember how he looked when I knew him. I met him a few times. They lived in Thailand, and last time I saw this Shridam was probably sometime I'll tell you exactly when it was. As far as I can remember, it was his son, Shridam. This guy, Shridam, had just gotten married and had a child. That was the last time I remember Shridam. And I heard that story about how I heard this story from Shridam, and I heard it from Sri Maya. I'm very, very much familiar with this guy and his story. And hey, Tim, Good to see you, Tim. So, yeah. So here is the last one. I guess he had some health problems. Shridam. He was having some health problems. He had no health insurance, no medical insurance. I guess. He was a Hare Krishna. He was him and his father were both Hare Krishna. That's all they did was, I don't know what they did. But the last time I saw him, he had just had a baby, and Shrimaya was the grandfather, and so here it says, help my dad fight to live. He had some health problems, like kidney disease. I guess he had some kidney disease and some heart problems, and I don't know when he passed away, but evidently he just passed away, and where there was a picture. I guess I don't know where it is now. There was a picture of his son, his grandkids. That's what I wanted to show you, was his grandkids. So it was so long ago that I saw this guy that he now has his son that was just born when I met him, now has some kids. So his kids, so now Shridam was a grandfather, which means Shrimaya is a great grandfather. So it says, the story told by him, it says, he recently got sick and his son created another GoFundMe for medical expenses. He has passed away recently, leaving his kids fatherless. These are both his GoFundMe pages. The first one is for his teeth replacement, and the second one is for the heart failure expenses created by his son. I believe it was Tim. I think it was Tim that just sent this to me. So I was really kind of in shock about that, because I already knew this guy, and it's really sad. Unlike Puranjana or any of these other Hare Krishnas, I'm not going to say it's his karma. I'm not going to say anything like that. It's just really sad. He was tormented as a child. He was tortured and is having his teeth knocked out. What else did they do to him as a little 6, 7-year-old kid, 8-year-old kid? But I can't help but think about his father, Shrimaya, who put his kid in the school, and and all the parents, they want to say, well, I didn't know my kid was being molested. I don't know this. I don't know about that. I didn't know about this. I didn't know about that. I didn't know there was molesting. Well, why didn't you know? Why didn't you? Why weren't you there? Why? Well, they wouldn't let us visit. Why? What do you mean they wouldn't let you visit your kid? They said I had to be out on high. No, fuck that. This is your kid. You didn't care about your kid. And I'm not trying to blame the dad. I'm not trying to blame the dad for the son getting his teeth knocked. I'm just saying, we can't just overlook this. All these parents just stuck their kids in these schools, and the reason they stuck their kids in these schools because they were brainwashed with these books and by this goddamn Prabhupada who brainwashed them to put their kids in these schools. And let's just fucking lay it out on the line. They put their kids in these schools didn't give a fuck about them, because that's what Prabhupada says in his books. These aren't your children. It's not your family. That's why my daughter was calling me you're my father figure. On Father's Day, it was go celebrate your father figure. Because I'm not really your father. We have millions of lifetimes. I'm just one father. I'm just one lifetime. That's bullshit. I'm her dad. And she's my daughter. And my parents are my parents. And I'm their son. And all of this shit. Yo, this is bullshit. Believe me, if they had a Gurukula, they would have been trying to get me to put my kid in there. My kid was in Gurukula, but it was a day school. And shit still went wacky. It was a day school. I dropped her off in the morning. I picked her up in the afternoon. And I worked 2 buildings over. Fucking A. That's why I'm saying, I was there. She was in the building next door. She was 2 buildings over from me. What to speak of is sticking your kid in New Vrindavan, or sticking your kid in Dallas, sticking your kid in Mayapur or Vrindavan, and then you just go off to just go do whatever the fuck, you want to do. And I give a fuck about your kids. That's how these people are. And I'm not blaming Srimaya for what happened to his kid. I'm sure he loved his kid. Every time I saw him, they were like best buddies. There was no weirdness. They were father and son, Shridam and Srimaya, and he passed away about a month ago in January. That's what I assumed I assumed it was recent. I assumed it was recent. I guess he got sick about a year ago, maybe. I guess a year, and then I guess he took a turn for the worse. And I don't know. I'm reading between the lines and trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together. But because I know his dad was like when I was a Hare Krishna, his dad was like one of my best friends. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. His dad was one of my best friends when I was a Hare Krishna. So it kind of and the fact that his kid who's grown now, who was a baby in my memory, his kid was a baby. His kid's grown, is in the movement, is a Hare Krishna, and he's got 2 kids. He's got two or 3 kids. So it's generational. Even though he got his teeth knocked out and traumatized and all of this, he couldn't leave the cult. He couldn't leave the cult and just say, I don't have anything to do with it. I don't want my kids to have anything to do with it. No, he's still. It's like, I don't know. I guess he blames somebody. Blamed this Raghunath Swami, and I seriously, I think research will be studying this shit and figure out how these people just go. I have no idea. Gurukula in Vrindavan was famous for a punishment for kids which failed to attend 4:30 prayers, knee bended, and on doll for hours. Yeah, I mean, and that shit started when Yashodananda asked Prabhupada, can we beat this kid? And I believe that kid's name was Raghunath. I think Raghunath is the one. He was the oldest kid, one of the oldest kids, and he was the troublemaker. And he didn't. I think that's who. I'm not 100% positive, but I knew that I knew this Raghunath in L.A. And he was a Gurukuli. He was like my age. He was like a grown man, but he was a Gurukuli, and he was one of the first ones, and he had his horror stories. And he was Stockholm syndrome. And he lived in LA for a long time, for years. And then finally, I think he moved to Hawaii. His mom was, obviously his mom was a devotee. Yeah, I guess they're saying the cult is their only real family. You're just a family figure. Yeah, and that's it, man. That's it. I didn't buy into that shit. I never bought into that. They were trying to tell me my mother, my father were demons, and because I was living with my parents because I was a single father, and my daughter was in the Gurukula, the day school on Watsika, and so the teacher and the other parents. They were like, you should either move into the community or, you should move away from your parents because, your mom smokes cigarettes, your dad drinks beer, it's a bad, they cook meat and, and that's demoniac and it's this and that. And I was like, no, that's my mom and dad. I can, I can handle it. Yeah, I'm strong enough as a person, I can handle it. Because that's all it is. It's just willpower. It's no magical anything. I wasn't going to eat meat. I could be around my mom and dad that were eating meat and drinking beer and drinking wine, and my mom's a chain smoker, and what. It didn't affect me. The fact that they kept trying to convince me that I needed to move away from there, and my parents were, just that's not a good environment for you and for your daughter and for Krishna and Krishna's consciousness and all. It's like. I hated that shit, and that's I guess that's the cultiness of it that was rubbing me the wrong way. It's like it doesn't need to be culty. We should be able to just chant Hare Krishna with all this bullshit. You got to throw all this bullshit on top of it, and I don't get it. I never knew why he never smiled. He was tortured as a kid by that evil Swami. They were all still in the cult. Yes, I know, because his dad didn't leave the cult. Well, I didn't either. I mean, my daughter, I didn't leave right away either. But I knew immediately not to trust these guys. Like, I'm not going to trust these gurus. I'm not trusting the temple president. But I was still delusional. I became a Ritvik, and I was like, these gurus are the problem, and they're not following Prabhupada, and blah, 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 and the poison, and the book changes, and all this stuff. I was just as deluded. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say I wasn't. But eventually I got out. Eventually I got out. I assume all these devotee parents think they're doing the best they can by sending to kids to serve their gurus and send them to boarding schools. Maybe they don't think they can get abused. Yeah, it's not gonna. I didn't think anything would happen to my dog. I was like, I want to put her. She's just going to day school. It's not like I'm sending her to Dallas or sending her to Vrindavan or Mayapur and. That wasn't even an option. It wasn't like I was looking for someplace to send her. It was, she wanted to go. All her little friends were in school. And she said, I want to go to school with my friend. I want to go to school with Sita and Janaki and the other girl's name, Sita and Janaki and Rama Kelly and whoever those other, Ananga, whatever, those other kids. I was like, well, yeah, it seems okay to me. I'm right here. You're right there. Everything's okay. So that's how slimy and sleazy these people are. Believe me. That's why I say I know. That's why I say I know. I know how slimy and sleazy these people are. This guy was doing shit, trying to do shit, trying to do shit right under my nose. He didn't give a fuck. I was right 2 doors down, one building over. He didn't care. I'm working for ITV. My daughter's in the school. She can tell at any moment. She can just spilled at me, and he felt totally comfortable. He felt totally comfortable. He didn't give a fuck. Why? Because evidently he knew that if he got caught, nothing was going to happen. Because what happened? He got caught and nothing happened. Mike, what a crazy world. You knew the father very well. It is crazy. As soon as I got that email, and it's like the kid who got his teeth knocked out, I'm going, this got to be Shridam. And what other kid got his teeth knocked out? I mean, I knew right away, but I was thinking, maybe there's other kids got their teeth knocked out. And then when, I pretty much knew it was him. I mean, the story is like, I've heard the story. So I knew it was him. I didn't even see his name, and then when I clicked on the GoFundMe, and I'm like, it's Shridam. And it blows my mind. I'm telling you, I'm like Forrest Gump. It's like Nrsingananda's son. I went to his funeral. I knew that Jagjivan killed himself. Janardana killed himself. Shridam passed away. He got his teeth knocked out. I met that guy. Know his dad. It shouldn't be like that. I shouldn't have any experience like that. I shouldn't even know one. I shouldn't even have heard a story. One of those stories I shouldn't even have heard. No, I'm involved in these. I'm involved in them. Fuck, I'm telling you, man, it's insane. It's insane. Yeah, aha moments aren't always a moment. Sometimes there's several moments. Yes, but in your brain, when you look back, you go, it all happened at once. And it didn't. It didn't at all, Most of these parents' brains were already fried. Their brains were fried. And that's a shame. And that's a shame. Man, it's beyond comprehension that this Prabhupada could convince these people to send their kids off. To just send your kid. Don't worry, trust me, bro. I got a school for them. That's what it is. Trust me, bro. I'll take care of your kids. Send them to me. I really want you to go sell my books. So I'll take care of your kids while you go. What the fuck? The parents didn't have, nobody had a sense to say, well, you know what? We're just putting our kids in this school so we can go sell this fucker's books. He doesn't really give a fuck about us. We're not getting paid. When we get like a bowl of bad rice every now and then. We can't even see our kids. They tell us we can't see our kids. Oh, you got to do your service. Don't worry about your kids. That's fucking insane. And because of this Prabhupada character. This This Shridam ended up with no teeth. He was 51 years old. Finally got his the roots of his teeth removed. They were fucking with him. He said he's been giving him lots of problems his whole life. He finally had them removed. And then, he developed some other health problems, and I don't think this guy's ever had a job other than just, I can't say, but I know his dad, and I know when I met him, he wasn't like he didn't have like a job, like doing something, like, I work at Sears, or I work for the phone company, or anything, nothing like that. All parents in this would think they're following what's best for their child. That's why it's so evil. They trick the parents into thinking that they're doing right, and then they harm their kids. I know, it's evil. And then they stick up for the guys that are harming them. It's crazy. That's awful. I'm glad I wasn't a devotee child when I joined when I was 20. I know. And I'm glad I didn't get fanatical. I had my friends like Sri Maya and Radha Kun and and some others at the temple telling me, that I really needed that I needed to be more strict with my daughter as far as like, raising her as a devotee and and Vedic culture, and she's 11, she shouldn't be playing with boys, and they can't play with the boys out of that. And she couldn't climb in the tree anymore and run around. It was like that wasn't ladylike, and or whatever, and they're telling me that kind of insinuating I'm not a good father or whatever. It's because of what they're reading in these books. This is insanity. This is insanity. They groom the parents. They groom the parents and the children. Yes, they do. And that's what I say about this Indra Yumna Swami, where he's molesting, he's groping these kids right in front of their parents, and that is like some predator move. That is like classic predator move. I did a whole video about that. I know it's more difficult to leave the cult. When you're born in the cult, people may go through abuse, but they choose to stay because it's ingrained them to be part of this. Yeah, knitting cult lady says, she talks about that. Knitting cult lady talks about that. Prabhupada is solemnly responsible for all of it. He started it. His books indoctrinated these people. No more common sense. All what matters is Guru is happy and spreading this bullshit cult. Absolutely. Prabhupada is 100% responsible. He told them what to teach. He told them how to teach it. He told them when to teach it, when to get them up, you can read the conversations in the book, in the database, where Prabhupada is explaining what he wants the kids to do and when. They come to Prabhupada and they tell him what's going on. They go, well, we're getting the kids up at 4 o'clock, and he's like, they're like, we're waking them up at 3 o'clock, 3:30 or something. And Prabhupada's like, why so early? They need to sleep. And they're like, no, we get them up at 3, and then they take a shower, and then they go to chant japa, and they go to Mangalarti. And he's like, well, but 3:30? Like, why 3:30? He goes, they need 8 hours. They go, well, we put them to sleep at 6. At 7 o'clock at night, we put them to sleep. So they get, and then they go and they do this, and they chant japa for 2 hours. He's like, why are they chanting japa for 2 hours? These are little kids. They need to go play. And he's got to teach them, but Prabhupada's teaching them what they want. He's telling them what he wants. The whole thing is orchestrated by this guy. Because he thought he knew. Oh, I'm Prabhupada. I know Vedic culture. Hey, Prabhupada, it's good to see you here. I want to get to this video. Oh yeah, Prabhupada could have convinced them to do anything. He could have convinced. That's what I'm saying. He was just like Jim Jones. If he said, "Hey, on July 1st, we're all going to drink this Kool-Aid, and we're going to chant Hare Krishna, and we're going to go back to Godhead, and I'm taking you all with me, and we're all going to get together, and we're all going to chant. We're going to drink this Kool-Aid, and we're going to all sit and chant, and then we're going to." And they would have done it. They would have done it. They would have done it. I guarantee it. Okay, so that's so that's Shridam and his sad story. It is such a sad story. Shridam and his sad story, and I wanted you to see his grandson, but I just can't. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry, I'm just so disorganized. But I do want to show. I do have some knitting cult lady, and this is really interesting. First, I'm gonna I want to get to these comments. I have to admit I was fanatical, especially while being around Bhakti Vikash. Very strict. Then I go for 2 months and with Indra Yumna, relax, listening to Barley and these kids everywhere. Yeah. Bob Marley. Bob Marley, because he had a reggae ISKCON band. Oh, I see. Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna get to I want to get to this real quick. I don't mean to ignore your comments and everything, but I'll get to them in a minute. I want to show you this video. Um,
Was the most respected cult expert in the world, and he was one of the few who had actually monetized it. And then along came J.K. Rowling. Why is she always involved? So J.K. Rowling writes books under a pseudonym, Robert Galbraith, which is the man who invented conversion therapy, because she is an evil, evil human being. So J.K. Rowling wrote like a cult thriller novel, and she cited Dr. Steve Hassan's bite model in that novel. And so he sold his soul to Satan, I guess, and came out saying that trans identity is a cult. And an identity cannot be a cult. We know this. So in my opinion, not a very good expert if you can say something like that. So either not a good expert or sold your soul to the devil. But where I really lost respect for him as a former U.S. Army captain, someone who was the intelligence officer and who held a top secret clearance, was when I saw with my own eyes a video of him saying that trans identity in the U.S. was a high-level government psyop, a psychological operation. And as I have said often on this channel, nobody talking to you about government psyops knows anything about government psyops. So that's when I lost all respect for him. It is such a conspiracy thing to do, both of those things. And it is ugly and disgusting and harmful to trans people. So he who shall not be named, had to cite him in my book because he's one of the ones that has talked about the cult of Trump. But I put all that info in there. Yes, I did.
so so she has her own. So she has her own problems. She has her own issues with him. I have issues with him because I feel like he's just too soft on the Hare Krishna cult. He doesn't. He has these people on like Nori Muster and Stephen Gelbraith or whatever, Gelberg, and some others. And I just don't feel like he's really gets to the bottom of it. He doesn't. I don't think he fully understands how dangerous and how evil the Hare Krishna cult is. And that's my thing. And I didn't even know this other thing about him being anti-trans. So I didn't know. I didn't know about that. But the next video I want to show you is because she has some things to say about cult experts, and I think that let me just run this first, and then I'll make my statement.
So this question is somebody who's interested in studying cults and coercive control in college and wants to know what kind of things you can pursue in order to do that. Now, there's good news and bad news here. The good news is that you can pretty much make it up however you want. The bad news is that there are no programs where you can get a bachelor's degree in cults with a concentration, in psychology with a concentration in cults, for example. Almost everyone who's done it has done it through being in a cult first, and that's definitely not the way you want to go if you don't have to. And most people end up using some version of lived experience, but not everyone. And then some combination of psychology or sociology. So in the field, you have giants like Dr. Margaret Singer, who is not Margaret Sanger. Dr. Margaret Singer was never in a cult herself. She was a psychologist that studied cults, and she put out a book called Cults Among Us in the mid-90s, 95, I believe. She worked closely with Dr. Yanira Lalich, who was in a political cult and then got a PhD in sociology as she built her cult model, Bounded Control. You have Dr. Stephen Hassan, who I refer to as he who shall no longer be mentioned, and he is a psychologist. So he comes at cults through a psychology lens, and he had experience with the Moonies. And then you have me, who was born and raised in the Children of God religious cult and got a master's degree in organizational psychology. So I come at it with a group behavior lens. But when I was in my master's degree, I decided that I wanted to focus on bad groups and negative groups and cults because of my past experience. I think one of the reasons that we don't have more classes on this or courses or degrees on this is not because it's not a good topic to study, it definitely is, but it's because nobody knows what they're going to do with that. Nobody knows how they're going to make money with it. And very few people have managed to make money with it outside of strictly academia. However, there's a huge hole in cult studies and understanding, and that has to do with the mental health field. We need a lot more people who are going to be functioning therapists and psychologists and psychiatrists who are cult educated. That doesn't mean you're going to spend your whole time talking about cults, but being more cult educated would make a huge difference in things.
Okay, so I am a cult expert. So first, being in a cult, having cult experience, being in a cult is the number one way, and then studying it. And you can study it any way you want. You can't get a degree in cult or culting or cult studies, but you can get a degree in psychology and sociology and things like that, and study cults on your own. So I will, from now on, henceforth, be it's Mike, the cult expert. Okay, so it's Mike, the cult expert. So here we go. I want to show you, man. If you've never seen this, you gotta watch this. If you've seen it, I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. But this is a scene from a movie of mental patients, okay? And it's very. And then I'm going to play something after it, and you gotta see this. This is very important, okay? Here we go.
All right. Mr. Harding, you've stated on more than one occasion that you suspected your wife of seeing other men.
Oh, yes. Yes, very much. I suspect her. I suspect her.
Well, maybe you can tell us why you suspect her.
Well, I can only speculate as to the reasons why.
Have you ever speculated, Mr. Harding, that perhaps you are impatient with your wife because she doesn't meet your mental requirements?
Perhaps, but you see, the only thing I can really speculate on, Nurse Ratched, is the very existence of my life, with or without my wife, in terms of the human relationships, the juxtaposition of one person to another, the form and the content.
Artie, why don't you knock off the bullshit and get to the point?
This is the point. This is the point, Tabor. It's not bullshit. I'm not just talking about my wife. I'm talking about my life. I can't seem to get that through to you. I'm not just talking about one person. I'm talking about everybody. I'm talking about form. I'm talking about content. I'm talking about interrelationships. I'm talking about God, the devil, hell, heaven. Do you understand? Finally!
Yeah, Artie, you're so fucking dumb, I can't believe it.
Oh. But it makes me feel very peculiar when you throw in something like that.
Why?
What does that mean?
Peculiar, Harding. Peculiar?
Harding.
I want to tell you guys something. You just don't want to learn anything. You just don't want to listen to anybody.
Wait a minute.
He's got intelligence.
Wait a minute. You've never heard the word peculiar? Say, what are you trying to say? Trying to say I'm queer? Is that it? No, little Marianne? Little Marjorie Jane? On the street? Huh? Is that it? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Is that your idea of communicating something to me? Is it? Well, is it?
Oh. They're all crowding in on you, Mr. Harding. They all ganging up on you.
Is that news?
No, they sometimes want to gang up on me too, but
Cheswick, do me a favor.
Huh?
Take it easy.
Take it.
And stay off my side.
But I only wanna help you,
I
Mr.
understand.
But don't you want me to?
Please.
But I only wanna.
Please.
But I only wanna help you,
Please. You see, the other day, you made some allusions, both of you, to sexual, yes, allusions, not illusions, allusions, to sexual problems I might be having with my wife. All right, let's say it's true.
I could I could watch that. I could watch that over and over. But you got to see this, and then tell me if this is not. Tell me if this is not the same thing. I can't get over this, and it's really sad. It's really sad. I'm going to tell you right now, and then you got to watch this, and then we'll talk about it. Okay? Then we're going to talk about it. This is not a movie. That was a movie. That was a movie. This is not a movie.
Of many different experiences in my own life, things that set me off, or yeah. So I can relate to her. I understand where she's coming from, but like you said, it was a trauma that happened, and like, you know how I feel when a dog comes near me. Get that thing, because that trauma is still in me, and how do you rid that? And so it does destroy parts of your being, you know.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So it just is what it is, you know.
And if it was that I could not chant because of that, etc., I would have told you that, and you would have seen that, Guru Maharaj. It has nothing to do with Krishna. Nothing. It is.
I'm not saying it has anything to do, but when I see the symptoms of a person distressed, because and somebody is like when if I hear somebody saying, well, I'm distressed because of this person is like this and like this and like this,
because what I had to undergo, and because of that, I tried to talk with a brother of mine, that I told him, look, man, I really want to talk about what this meant for me, and that he closed the door. Can I not share that with my guru? Can I really not share such a thing with you?
I'm glad you did. I'm very glad you did, actually, because I feel like Sherlock Holmes getting to the bottom of this stuff. You know, it's like we got to search out these things and what's going on here. You know, like, why is this going on? It takes a while to get the clearing of these things. It's just, you know, that's what I'm seeing. Yeah,
are we clear?
Still, and
yes,
ultimately,
are we clear?
The bottom line, it's your trauma that you're experiencing individually within yourself. You know, your trauma, your personal conditioning, all of that, and people might be setting it off. Still, the principle is there. It's like still it's like a balance. It's like, you know, if somebody's behavior is triggering me off, well, I look at it like, okay, it's not them. I'm just, okay, this is a deep trauma. Okay, I got it. All right, it's that way. It's not really that person. It's not there.
Oh.
Yeah, see, it's not that person. I'm just looking through like a colored glasses. See, colored glasses, not that person. That person is a devotee. See, that person is a devotee. So, but if you flip too much into that, because the trauma makes you do that. You know, you look at the person, you say, "Oh, this person's a bad person." He's not.
No, I don't say it's a bad person, but if I go to a devotee and I come and I say, I really need your help and really want you to talk, and he closes the door before your nose, am I allowed to feel disappointed and to feel slapped?
So so she has an issue with somebody in this group, and she had some kind of trauma with that person, and that person is causing her issues with this group. And Gorahari actually, I don't know if I got the exact spot, but it goes on. I don't want to bore you guys with this. He's trying to be a psychiatrist. He's trying to explain to her about trauma, and he's trying to give her the Krishna answer, like it's you, like you trying to deal with the trauma, and it's not the trauma, but it's you. And the other person is like, hey, and she's like, no, fuck that. I got trauma because of this person, and it's this, and it's not my fault. And she goes off, and they go back and forth. They go back and forth, and she gets really angry with him, and
well, you say aloud.
On top of all the rest, because I really needed a conversation. I really needed help. I really needed somebody for who I have always been so good.
Yeah. But do you want the conversation to go a certain way? Like you have an expectation? Like if you, that's great. I learned a lot just by
this fool. This is what I'm saying. She's got issues, and I don't know what they are. I'm not trying to diagnose her, but this guy is not helping her condition at all. He's making it worse because he doesn't even know what he's talking about, and he's trying to talk about like he's some spiritual guy who can solve problems and explain. Well, your trauma is induced because of this or that, whatever the fuck. He ain't no fucking psychologist. I'm gonna tell you, man. It's really crazy. It is. Oh, man. Hey, good to see you. Good to see Ghana. Good to see you here. All you guys that came in. And Avaraj, good to see you here. I saw this because I came in. I clicked on it earlier today, hours ago, and it was live, and it was happening live, and she was yelling, and she was getting mad, and first he said, and I didn't get to the right spot because I had to go back and find it and try to cue it up, and he's like, Lolita, will you say something? And she's like, I don't want to say anything because if I say something, everything's gonna go south. And he's like, well, what do you mean? You know, he kind of got upset. What do you mean? And she's like, okay, well, I'm gonna tell it like it is. And she starts unloading, and he's trying to like explain it in this like this super Hindu way. And she's like, no, that's not it. That's not it. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. And I'm all I can think about is this guy's an idiot, and he's got no business trying to help her. And she has some real issues going on. They all do. And doing this is not helping anyone. It's just not. I hope she wakes up. I hope they all wake up. This group has got nothing to do with ISKCON. It has everything to do with ISKCON. It has everything to do with ISKCON because this guy is teaching from Prabhupada's books. Prabhupada came to him in a dream. He's teaching them. He reads from them from Prabhupada's Chaitanya Charitamrita. What the hell are you talking about? This group has nothing. It has everything to do with Prabhupada. You know, don't think I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm talking about. Come on, man. Come on. Get the fuck up.
Having a conversation with you. It gives me an understanding. See,
I would be happy if somebody would hear me like I hear them, because I'm a very good listener.
Yeah.
That would be great. Then I would feel also part of the family.
Yeah.
Instead of the slave and the servant.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, still, yeah. Okay. So it sounds like that's what you need, but you're not getting here. Is that true? Or?
Yeah, I even don't try anymore because I say, okay. I tried it a few times, but I say, okay, then not. Okay.
Yeah,
Then
but
not
see,
take shelter at Krishna Lalita, take shelter at Krishna chant and be happy. And
There, yeah, maybe she's having a realization. Hey, Ghost Goblin, great to see you here, man. I don't know if I accused you of being a troll. I don't know if you're a troll or not. So many messages going back and forth. I'm not used to it. But if you're not, if you're really trying to leave and you're really getting out of it, good for you. So I just want to say, thanks for coming back. What is this guy saying? Mike, you did 20 years in this gun. The majority of folks have right intention. You have plenty of time to read Prabhupada's books. The majority of the people have the right intention. I can't help it they have the right intention. I have the right intention too. That doesn't mean that it's not a bunch of bullshit. It doesn't mean it harms people. I don't know what the fuck you're getting at. You're making my point. You're making my point that people are duped. Good people are duped and brainwashed, just like you. Just like you. Yeah, there's a freak here. It's good. They need to hear the truth because they don't hear it from anybody. All they hear is this stupid Krishna crap. So finally they're hearing the truth. Finally. Yeah, who's your guru? Tell us who your guru is. You're so smart. You're so contentment, John. Tell us who your guru is, Contentment John. And tell us about how old is your child wife. Tell us that. That's correct. The Hare Krishna people blame everything else other than themselves. Yeah, and I'm gonna go back to this. I'm gonna play this a little bit more because it really shows you this Gaurahari, and they're all the same. Gaurahari, Hridayananda, Bhaktivikash, it doesn't matter. I don't care what any of these fuckers say. They're all the goddamn same. This guy doesn't know shit what to say to this woman. He don't know what to say.
okay, yeah. But sorry if I am exhausted by being up all night because I'm sitting on the pot. Yeah.
Okay, let me, if you don't mind, if it's okay. So in our conversation that we had,
yeah,
what I was looking at, because I didn't really get it at the time, it comes later, is still the conversation. You were saying, well, this person is like this, and this person is like this, and he was like this. So you're looking at that. Could that be? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
that's true, because if you call me a hypocrite, then I will look at your behavior. If you call me a false face, then I say, well, what do I see? And I am the false face. That's my reaction. I react like that. That's true.
Yeah. So see, again, you want to, that's a revenge thing or something? You want to go back?
No, because if it was revenge, I would act and react. But in myself, I see then, oh my God, and you call me false? And what do I see?
It's like, I'm telling you, it's like the scene. It's like this scene in this movie, and she's having issues. She's having like a breakdown. She's having issues with this guy. She's getting angry. She's raising her voice. And it's supposed to be like this ISKCON, this little sangha thing that they're having, and it's just like this.
Say I know it to be true, but you don't. And if that's your idea of trying to tell me something, you got another thing coming.
No, Hardy, I think you're some kind of morbid asshole or something.
Asshole
Makes
again.
you feel peculiar. Been talking about your wife ever since I can remember. She's on your mind and blah, 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 and on and on.
Talking about my wife. When are you going to get that through your fucking head?
When are you going to wise up and turn it on?
I don't want to hear it. Please, no, just peculiar.
I don't want to
I'm tired.
I don't want to hear it.
Tired, and it's a lot of baloney. It's a lot of baloney, and I'm tired. All right, Benson, you'll be better in the morning. You know you're tired. We're all tired. I'm tired, and it's a lot of baloney. You're not tired, Benson.
Gaurahari. That's Gaurahari right there. That's Gaurahari right there. And he knows that she's getting off on this. he knows she's getting off on this, and he's giving her the look, and she's looking back at him. And here you got here you got this guy. He doesn't give a fuck that she's hurting and she's got issues and she doesn't know whether she wants to be part of this group or not, and how much something's bothering her. Evidently something's bothering her. I mean, evidently, you know, and you got all these other freaks in there looking like, and he's the main freak because he doesn't know what to do. He knows what to do. Like, he knows how to solve her problem. I mean, give me a friggin' break. Like, he knows how to solve her problem. Like, he knows how to talk her down, or like he doesn't know how to do any of that. All he does know is tell his friggin' stories. Someone's got a real problem. He doesn't know what to do about it. Yeah, you know, and well, that's the thing, Rafal. If he's still reading Prabhupada's books, he's still preaching this Prabhupada crap, and he still thinks he's a guru because Prabhupada came to him in a dream. Is he really ex-ISKCON, or is he just ISKCON? You know, what is ISKCON? He's just as much ISKCON as friggin' Harvard dumbass Goswami. And you know what? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We're so conditioned into believing their crap. Like GBC and this and that. Fuck that. I don't buy that bullshit no more. If this guy's preaching from Prabhupada's books and he's talking about Prabhupada's my guru and I came to me in a dream and he's preaching and he's reading and all that, what's the fucking difference? Just like this Puranjana character. He says, well, I'm not in ISKCON. What the fuck you're not in ISKCON? You're promoting Prabhupada's books. You're promoting all this Krishna stuff and all of it. You want everybody to worship Prabhupada? You want everybody to read his books? You want all the temples to turn into Prabhupada temples? That sounds like ISKCON to me. You know, I mean, all these Ritviks, oh, we're Ritviks, we're not ISKCON. You're ISKCON. You're just as much ISKCON as ISKCON. I mean, seriously, you know. I mean, this guy has no idea. The first thing he should be saying is like, the first thing that Gora Hari should be saying is like, you know, maybe you should get some therapy. I mean, they obviously all need therapy. That's a given. Yeah, she said, I don't want to be. She said, I feel like I'm a slave and a servant. Yeah, wake up, Jeev Jago. Wake up, man. Fresh dead cells protein drink. Yeah, can you read this? You have to have a foot fungus smoothie. Oh, you're going to have a foot fungus smoothie, okay? That's just what you need. That's just what you need. Majority of the books of the people might have the right intention, but a cult is a cult, and when good people are being brainwashed and abused, that is inherently wrong in all the sense. Yeah, you know, when Patty Hearst robbed that bank, they didn't say, well, she's in a cult, so we're going to let her go. She didn't know what she was doing. She was brainwashed into this cult. She joined a cult, and then they robbed a bank, and you know, and she didn't know what she was doing. No, they didn't do that. They said guilty. You don't get a pass because you claim you're in a cult. You join a cult, you break the law, you're guilty. It's it. So if you're in a cult and your cult is fucking up people's heads like this, you're guilty. Everybody in this group is contributing to each other's mental illness. Just like Cuckoo's Nest. They're all going crazy over each other. barking and screaming at each other, crying and laughing and crying, all underneath this friggin' freak over here who thinks it's fucking a party for him. It's fucking disgusting. This Hot Lips is like, she's hurting. Obviously she's hurt. I mean, you know, we laugh, we make fun and everything, but she's a person. She's hurt. She's hurting. She's got issues. That's all I can say, man. It's cult members are so brainwashed that they think their cult is the end-all, be-all, and they disregard any abuse done onto others. It's very disgusting behavior. It's very disgusting. It's very disgusting. I'm telling you, if there was a gas station where you went to get gas every morning, you know, and every other person that went in there got like whacked in the head with a bat, you know, and you know, every fifth person that went in there got whacked in the head with a bat, and you go in there, you don't get whacked in the head. You're number 4, so you don't get whacked. And you come out, and the next person goes in, and they get whacked, and you're like, well, I'm glad I didn't get whacked. You know, I'm gonna keep coming. I'm gonna keep coming until I get whacked, because as long as I'm not getting whacked in the head, you know, as long as I'm not that fifth person, I'm okay. I got nothing to complain about. I don't give a fuck about those other people that are getting whacked in the head. Every fifth person getting whacked in the head. I don't care about that, as long as I'm good. Now, when I get whacked in the head, that's when I say that's enough. That's how these people are like, well, I'm not getting abused. If I get abused, hey, that's when I draw the line. But as long as you're just abusing kids and women, and I'm okay, hey, I'm not going to make any waves. I'm not going to rock the boat, as she said. Why should I rock the boat? You mean I'm supposed to rock the boat and protect other people, other children, and you want me to protect some children? Come on. That's crazy. That's crazy. Even their usernames and profile pictures are stupid as fuck. Yeah, that's the brainwashing. They're so brainwashed, and they can't think for themselves. You know, if the Buddha was your teacher, then you'd be agreeing with us. So I don't believe you for one moment. I don't believe you for one moment. Exactly, positive, absolutely ridiculous. Like, because they think, I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. They're brainwashed. They think that when we see that picture of the lotus feet of the Lord, or Krishna playing the flute, or Radharani, whatever it is, they think that when we see it, we get spiritual. Woo! We're getting something spiritual is happening. Something spiritual is happening. I know that the lady on the top left, she looks concerned. She's like, what's going on? I don't know what's happening. That's funny. Let's take a look.
You doing here?
Yeah, you see.
But then I realize you have been projecting on me all the time, you know?
Yeah, we see, it's whether one party or both party are thinking like that. See, like, but the bottom line is you're looking at the conditioning of others or some kind of behavior they're doing, and not at the essence. So,
not at the essence.
I do not avoid women, Mandrake. Yeah. But I do deny them my essence.
He wants to be the psychiatrist, the psychologist guy who can explain and work out people's lives. He can't. He's not. He's just some freak who had a dream that he was a guru, and now he thinks he's a guru. That's the worst, man. He's worse than a guy who's selling friggin' counterfeit tickets or fake whatever, because that's, he's scamming people out of money, but he's selling something fake. But this guy's harming people's minds. This guy's harming people's minds for fun. He's corrupting their minds and fucking up their brains for his pleasure. For his pleasure. So he can feel like a guru. So he can feel like he's somebody. He's fucking up their lives, causing them stress and whatever, so that he can feel like he's somebody, so that he can feel like he's it is so disgusting. Hey, yeah, I thought, I think, I don't know what happened last night, but I thought one of the troll comments came from you, and I think I was giving you a hard time. And after the show, I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I don't think Ghost Goblin. I don't think Ghost Goblin was a troll, but he might be. I don't know. I got a bug up my ass about it. But anyway, anyway, there was so many trolls going on. I kind of got lost in all of that. My favorite is the dude. I know the dude in the car. The guy, and he's in India. This guy's in India. It looks. If you look out the window, it looks like he's in India. But if the camera's reversed, then he would be on the other side of the car. But if Buddha's your teacher, then how is ISKCON's idolatry and their karma kanda justified? That's a good point. Hey, I like that. People in the Hare Krishna cult are very hypocritical. They do horrible things. They do horrible things to do others, but everything you did is your fault. I know. I know. They're constantly scamming people and then saying that everything's karma, which just makes no sense. So yeah, let's look at this guy. This guy's in his car driving, and
I'm just saying maybe the healing is somehow or other get enough distance from your own trauma. If that comes, maybe that'll start coming. I don't know. You get enough distance from it. You see it neutrally. Oh, I see. Okay, I'm looking at that because of trauma and all that. Maybe it'll just kind of like dissolve because of you're getting a more neutral.
Maybe it'll kind of dissolve. He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know what he's talking about. He's like, well, maybe it'll kind of go away. And they are in India. You can see that. I saw the green and yellow rickshaw, motor rickshaws.
Completely involved, because when I had that conversation with you, like getting involved in this.
So that's pretty funny. He's in India listening to Hot Lips and Gora Hari. Everything is transcendental and Vedic when it's done for the Playboy blue color god. Yeah, that's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is a great film. Yeah, yes, it is. And once you understand Cuckoo's Nest, you can really understand this. I mean, look at Gora Hari. These people are nuts. These people are absolutely nuts. So what I did was I went in and all the people that I banned over the last 2 years, because there's people that I've banned over the last 2 years, and I just unbanned everybody. So it was a clean slate. Everybody can come. Anybody wants to come back in and they start yapping, you can. They still might get banned again. I don't know. I'm not guaranteeing anything. No reason to lie, Ilya. I suffering in Mike's eyes. You defend this cult in any way, and even just a little bit, man, and you're outing yourself, and it really had nothing to do with me. it had nothing to do with me. Everybody here can see. Everybody here is just as smart as I am. They know just as much as I do. Stop beating around the bush. ISKCON Hare Krishna movement are dangerous cults. If you're a Buddhist, why are you here? You're just lying and trying to sow discard and bullshitting. Yeah, because they just, yeah. Their answer to everything is basically submit to Krishna, chant the Maha Mantra. The answer to everything and nothing at the same time. Yes, and that's what's pissing her off, is because there is no answer. There is no anything else. And he can sit there and he can talk and he can jabber and he can say this and that and the mercy this and the discipline. But if she's not feeling it, she's not feeling it. And I don't blame her. Seriously, I don't blame her. Maybe she's just waking up.
But you see what he's doing. You see what he's like. You see he's got this. That's the problem. To me, that was the problem. Is whether or not you're seeing the problem and not the person's actual position as a devotee and surrendered to Guru, Krishna, and the Vaishnava.
There it is. You got to see the person and see him as surrendered to Guru, Vaishnava, and Krishna. That's it. It's not going to solve any of your problems. If basically what he's saying is, if you're unhappy doing Krishna consciousness, just do more of it. And how is what he's saying any different than what Sri Dayananda says? Surrender to Krishna, chant Hare Krishna, be more surrendered, love your Guru, worship Krishna, and chant more, jop, and chant more. It's the same shit. And no one looks happy, and none of them look happy. They're all like, what? I'm gonna be blunt with you. What they're all thinking is they're all thinking the same thing that Hot Lips is thinking. That's all going through their mind. Like, like she's got a point. Whatever it is, there's like, maybe I'm not happy either. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I feel the same way she does. They're not gonna say it.
Yeah, judge and you will be judged. That's how people react, isn't it? I'm not better than others. If you judge me, I will immediately say, yeah, but and what about you? That's a human reaction,
Yeah. Well, we're here. This is kind of an extraordinary thing we're doing.
See, he's got no answer for her. Well, yeah, we're here. It's extraordinary. He's got nothing to say. He's just got nothing to say. Okay, I want to move on. We did Cuckoo's Nest and the Gorahari Cuckoo's Nest. So you can see, and the point I wanted to make is that this shit doesn't do anything. It doesn't help a goddamn thing. It doesn't make you happy. It doesn't calm you down. It doesn't relax you. If you're chanting Hare Krishna and you're feeling relaxed, it's because you're feeling relaxed. It's not because you're chanting. There's a lot of shit that will make you feel relaxed. You can just sit and breathe, take deep breaths, count to 10. You can knit. You can, there's a lot of ways to just relax, calm your mind if you're feeling anxious or have a panic attack or something. Chanting is not it. If you're mad and angry at somebody about somebody did you wrong, did something like that, chanting ain't going to do anything. If you need to calm down, mellow out, that's because you have control of your emotions. It's not because you're saying some magic words. There's a lot of ways to control your emotions and calm down or get excited, laugh and have a good time, all of those things. And it's not saying magic words. It's just not. Sorry. Yeah, trolls pretending to be Buddhists now defending the ISKCON. Yeah, they come in here. I don't know what it is, man. But evidently we're doing something right. We're doing something right, and that's all I can say. And I couldn't do this without you guys, so I'm glad. But together we're all doing something right. Why are cults so manipulated? Can't cult establish or keep it simple, like so intense? Why? I had that same question. Like, why can't we just chant Hare Krishna and go about our business? And why do we have to have? Because It's not about us going about our business and being happy. It's not about chanting and being happy. If it was about chanting and being happy, then absolutely, we could just chant and be happy and go on with our life. But that's not what Prabhupada wanted. Prabhupada wanted to be worshipped as a guru. He wanted to be worshipped by the whole world. He wanted to spread his books. He wanted his books to be read by everybody. He said his books would be the law books for 10,000 years. Now, how does somebody's book become the law book? How does somebody's book become the law books? How does some failed chemist get his books to become the law books for the next 10,000 years? And how does he spread these books all over and get people to buy how does he get to be worshipped? How does he do that? That was what he wanted. He didn't care. Chanting Hare Krishna came second. It was him. He came first. So the main thing is, how do I establish myself as this God man in this cult of worshiping? And so that's what he established, this cult. And like, like I've said, like Cult Lady says, there's only certain ways that you can manipulate a person's mind. There's only certain ways you can brainwash somebody to exploit their labor for free. You can't just, there's only certain things that work. And when they work, they work. So that's why all of these things are in place. The shaving of the head, the robes, changing the name, isolation, demonizing us and them, transcendent message, the sacred assumption, all of these things. That's what gets the brain. That's what gets the brain mushy. All of those things are what gets the brain mushy. And then just they just stamp it. They'll have the whole world gone crazy. Absolutely.
The whole world gone crazy! Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
And seriously though, people look at cults and they think it's like some mystery. Like, how do they brainwash these people? How do they do it? It's no mystery. It's really easy. If you can get people to follow those instructions voluntarily, it's pretty easy. Like Paz's brother. If you ask Paz will say, I don't know how it happened. It just happened. Because he doesn't know how it happened. It just happened, like with me. I was like Mr. Journalism. I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna like investigate this Krishna temple. I got these friends that are Hare Krishnas, and now I want to get to the bottom of it. And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna find out. Next thing you know, I'm working at ITV. I went from going down there with a video camera. I was gonna make a video and do this investigative reporting on Hare Krishna and do this little thing, maybe do a public access. Next thing you know, I'm working for ITV. And this is how it happens. and that's why it's important to warn people. That's why it's important to warn people so you don't end up in this friggin' cuckoo's nest. You don't want to end up in this friggin' cuckoo's nest. Seriously. So, okay, so we did, okay, so now what I want to do, I want to get into this, I want to explain this pod guy a little bit. I'm going to play a little bit of this video that he did. He's not on it, so you don't have to look at him. But he talks in it, and I just got to, it's like a Gorahari. He's like a Gorahari. They don't show empathy towards each other because they view their members as a means to an end. They care more about their status of their organization over the individual. Yeah, absolutely. And like when I left, and nobody gave a fuck about me. Nobody reached out to me to find out, hey, I heard you left. What happened? My roommate that I had, he knew I left, but he didn't bother to reach out. He didn't tell my friend that lived there, hey, tell Mike or tell Sri Mukunda, that, I said hi, I want to, I'm wondering how he's doing, how's he doing, how's his mom, how's his dad. He didn't give a fuck. Sri Maya, the guy whose kid just passed away, Sri Maya, he never reached out to me and said, hey, I heard you left and what happened? He never reached out to me. You showed it on. He never reached out to me. He never said, "Hey, it's been a while. I know that Top of Darshan thing went south and everything, but you know what? Are you really just like out now? What are you doing? He didn't give a fuck. At 10 years friendship, he didn't give a fuck. All the computer work I did for him, all the shit I did, driving to his house in Downey so I could install a printer on his computer or put a new modem back in those days, all that kind of stuff, all the shit I did for him for free, for nothing, just for nothing. I didn't even get gas money. He never reached out and said, "Hey, you've been gone for a couple of years. How's it going? Are you okay? I know you're in Maya. I know you blooped and everything, but I didn't give a fuck. These are my friends. These are the closest. These are my people that I knew for 20 years. People I knew for 20 years. I didn't give a fuck. Oh, he's not a Hare Krishna. Fuck him." What did he do? I didn't know what he did. Yeah, this. I know a couple in ISKCON that is more likened to a hostage crisis than a legitimate marriage. Yeah, I recognize a couple of those. I recognize a couple of those too. Oh, so I can't see what he was saying. He was saying something, and that's why I can't see what I can't see what he was saying. Oh man, that's funny. Okay, I can't keep up on all the comments, so I'm not ignoring anybody, and I'm not ignoring anybody. And if there's any trolls that are trying to talk to me, I'm not ignoring that. Maybe Eliana can somehow let me know if there's a chat that I need to look at. Howard Johnson, good to see you, man. Love how the trolls are obsessed with these lives. Yeah, and this is what it's all about, is getting them in here, getting them in here so they can hear the truth. Yeah, Hanlips is on her way out. Hanlips is and hey, in all honesty, I think she's going to crash, and it's going to be hard. And I think that's the problem. Is I think she might be coming to her senses. She might be getting fed up. Something may have happened, and she said, "Fuck this! Why am I putting up with this?" And and she's going to have an awakening when she realizes it's all bullshit, and she hasn't been laughing and giggling, and that's all crap. And what's going to happen is she's going to think like I can laugh and giggle on my own without it. She's going to go home. She's going to be like, I'm still laughing and giggling. And then she's going to just realize, like, what am I doing? Sitting in my room by myself, chanting these words, laughing and giggling. And she's going to realize she ain't feeling it now. And she never was feeling it. And it was all just a bunch of, and that's when it's going to, and I don't want to be there when she has that revelation. Because I had that revelation for myself. And I didn't want to be there for that. So that's just the way it is, man. And I have to be honest with you. The poor woman seeks psychiatric help instead of joining the Hare Krishna. I know, man. Yes, Singapore should ban ISKCON fully. Yeah, chanting actually makes the situation worse. I think it does, and not only that, but it's giving her false hope, that something's helping, and she knows it's not, and she's pretending it is because she wants to, and you get into the, like, even with these multi-level marketing cults, man. I remember when if you didn't sell enough stuff for the day, you came back and you're like a little short, you didn't do so good, and they want you to go out and do more. And you're like, I don't want to go out and do more, man. I had a bad day, and I don't feel like going out and doing more. And then they start shaming you, guilt shaming you, and doing this manipulation shit. Like, well, don't you want to make money? Don't you want to be successful at this? Don't you want to have your own office? Don't you want to make, thousands of dollars? And don't you have it in you to be, to keep at it? And, it's just a couple more hours and you can make, another $100, whatever it is. And they work on you. And that's just one of these other friggin' money merchandise, multi-level marketing cult. But that's how it is. You start working on these people. And it's like, well, you don't want to just chant harder. You should be more subservient. You need to be more surrendered. And you got this, and you got this guy, and this guy telling you what to do, telling you he's a super Hindu, and he's gonna make everything better. Just give me a break. Yeah, chanting has no, it doesn't solve anything, actually has no potency or any special power, nothing. But that power is your power, your willpower. You have the willpower to like quit smoking, lose weight, get healthy, go to the gym every day, learn an instrument, learns a language. You have the willpower in your head to do it, or the lack of willpower. But that's you. There ain't no magic words. There ain't no magic person. Ain't no holy man. It ain't nothing like that. So, I found 2 bead bags in my drawer last night, threw them in the trash. Good for you. Good for you. And I'll tell you, it's probably a release. It probably made you feel good, like running a marathon or something. Like I did something good, and I feel good about it. That's good. So, oh well, great. I really do want to apologize for thinking that you were a troll, because I got enough trolls. I don't need to accuse one of my subscribers as being a troll. So I do want to apologize for that. So thanks, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, absolutely. So let me get to this. I'm sorry. I just don't want to. I don't want to pass anybody up and think that I be accused of, hey, you don't let me talk, or you're not getting to me. Okay, here we got somebody. In India, they eat cow urine as prasads. God's good. Yeah, I know. I witnessed that. Right. I witnessed that firsthand, and it was pretty gross. But it happens. Hey. People got to eat, man. I hope so, man. I hope so. I hope they're going viral. I really do, man. The only thing I was told by my bhakti instructor that would happen to me if I left, I would become a sex-starved demon. Got to hand it to him. He was dead on. He was right on, man. On the nose. On the nose. He was on the okay. So let's not forget Hunt left ISKCON for a reason. Now she's with another guru. Came along to seduce. He turned out to be the way. Yeah, it's really sad, and that's the thing. It's really sad. Like I could have done it. I could have left ISKCON and said, oh, I gotta find another guru, like Narayan Maharaj or so. I'm so glad I didn't do any of that. I mean, I pretty much put the pieces together with Prabhupada, and I just said, fuck this. But I easily could not have. I easily could not have done that. Yeah. Hey, Hayden. Hopefully, Ghost Goblin has turned. Yeah. Yeah. I think. So I want to get to this. Now we got 25 people. We got 25 people watching. That's good. It's time to watch this video or listen to it, and then I'm going to comment on this guy, and it's pretty funny. Yeah, I got called low vibe. I got called low vibe. Here we go with this one. Let's see. And I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with this guy. I don't know if you're familiar with this guy.
Someone asked me if I would make an update on different events going on around ISKCON and sort of bring people up to date on my opinion of some of the things that are going on in and around the ISKCON society.
Okay, let me just say, nobody asked him to do anything. He did it because he wants to. He's a super Hindu. He's a Hare Krishna super Hindu. So that's the first thing. Okay, here we go.
And I think one of the current main disputes going on within ISKCON is, should we be making females into Diksha gurus? And there's one camp, which is the India Scholars Bureau, the ICC, which is Sridhar Srinivasa and Bhakti Vikas Swami, these kind of guys. Females should not be made into Diksha gurus. That's their argument. As for me, personally, what is my opinion? My opinion is, if a female is a representative of Krishna and is a pure devotee, then it is not my job to say this pure devotee can or cannot do anything. It's not my pay grade. So I think the whole argument is very silly. If a female is a pure devotee and she is a representative of Krishna and she is speaking as Krishna is dictating, why would I restrict that person? That's not my job. My job is to cooperate with what Krishna is promoting. If Krishna is promoting a female as his representative, my job is to support that person. Whereas Bhakti Vikas says, no, if a female is speaking as Krishna dictates, it's his job to suppress and stop that female from preaching. What is he doing? So, in other words, he thinks he's a superior authority to Krishna. Krishna is the person who empowers the guru, not Bhakti Vikas. So Bhakti Vikas thinks he has the position to empower or de-empower Krishna's representative, male or female, but that is not his position. So what is the real situation here? The real situation is that Bhakti Vikas knows any female who is anointed as guru in ISKCON will not be a pure devotee and will therefore be subject to his criticism and suppression.
So basically what he's saying is basically what he gets around this by saying women should be, if a woman is a pure devotee, she should be allowed to initiate in ISKCON. But if the woman is a pure devotee, she shouldn't want to be a guru in ISKCON. So he's advising women not to be gurus in ISKCON, even though they should be gurus in ISKCON, because women, if they're pure devotees, they should be able to be. He says, no, don't, because ISKCON is a corrupt cult and you shouldn't have anything to do with them. That actually, if you were a pure devotee, you wouldn't want to be a guru in ISKCON. So in one sense, he's right. You shouldn't want to have anything to do with this cult at all. That's absolutely right. You shouldn't want to have anything to do with this cult at all. And that's where he's fucked up. He doesn't understand that nobody should have anything to do with this cult, that it is a cult. He wants to tell people not to have anything to do with this cult, and simultaneously he's promoting this cult by telling people that they need to worship Prabhupada and worship Prabhupada's books and all of that. This guy is all over the place. He does not understand what is going on. Let's listen to a little bit more of this nonsense.
and so on and so forth. She is not pure. And the fact that a woman even wants a certificate from the GBC means they're not pure in the first place. So Bhakti Vikas knows this is just like some kind of a rubber stamp that we're applying to this female. She's a Diksha Guru. She is as good as Jesus. She can absorb sins like Jesus, no problem. But we don't want her to be preaching here and preaching in this zone and that zone. What the heck? So they're really just admitting indirectly that any guru that they certify will be a conditioned soul, male or female, and will therefore be subject to all kinds of rules and regulations. Then we have the other side, which is Hridayananda, and he is in favor of the GBC anointing females as Diksha Gurus, which is not taking into consideration that a conditioned soul cannot absorb the sins of another conditioned soul. Look at the state of these gurus. They're getting sick, they're falling down, they're dying prematurely.
So so you can tell by, I don't know if you can tell, I can tell, but you should be able to tell by this guy that he's the ultimate super Hindu, because he can tell, he knows who should be in ISKCON and who shouldn't be in ISKCON, who's qualified to be in ISKCON, who's not qualified to be in ISKCON. He knows where everybody should be. He knows where the women should be. He knows everything. He's the ultimate super Hindu. He can detect who's a real devotee, who's not a real devotee, who's a Ritvik, who's not a Ritvik. And he gets to decide. Because if he doesn't like you and he decides that you're not right, then he attacks you. He attacks you on his webpage, and he attacks you in his videos, and he does all of these things to his own Hare Krishna cult members. He's not trying to help them get out of the cult. He's not trying to help them come to any realization. He just attacks people he doesn't like because they're in the cult too. So that's and that's the mentality of, like, for instance, I'll give you a perfect example. I've been making these videos, doing these live streams for about 2 years now. Almost every night, almost every day, I'm on here talking about this stuff, talking about Krishna, talking about Prabhupada being a piece of shit, talking about how the ISKCON is a piece of shit, how these gurus are a piece of shit, how the GBCs are a piece of shit. But he never talks about me. He never brings me up. He never mentions anything. But he talks shit about everybody. Everybody and their mother he talks shit about. But he won't mention me. Because he knows I'm speaking the truth. There's nothing he can say. I know the truth about Tattva Darshan. I know the truth about Prabhupada and his 11-year-old wife. I know the truth about Prabhupada teaching that. I know the truth about all of these things. He doesn't say anything. He makes these videos and talks about all of this stuff.
Karma, the same thing is going to happen to a female. Why would a female be excluded from the rule that a conditioned soul cannot take karma? So he never even mentions any of that. And that's the problem with the other reverse side of this. We should freely make a whole bunch of women into gurus. Well, no. That is going to cause more chaos, more...
He wants to act... See, it's really interesting how he wants to act like he's all for women, but he's not. He's just as sexist as ISKCON is, because it's coming from Prabhupada. He can't be for women's liberation if Prabhupada's against it. So he's going to sit there and say, well, I'm for women's gurus, but they really shouldn't be gurus in ISKCON, so I'm really against it. But I'm not against it the way they're against it. I'm against it because, they're just not pure devotees. So that's how this guy confronts this guru issue. Let's see what else he's going to be talking about here.
don't have to worry about it. And plus that, it is not our position to dictate to a pure devotee. So a woman was talking to me recently, and she said, suppose a woman pure devotee appears on the planet, she will be barred from having a position in ISKCON. Who does ISKCON allow to take positions? And we all know who that is. It is people who are engaged in illicit sex with men, women, and children, or the people who are voted in. But
it really boggles my mind that in this age that we live in, the year 2026, with all of the technology that we have and all the information that we have, that there are people like this. He's another Gorahari. He's just another one of these guys arguing about whether there's a pure devotee on the planet, and if they appear, what body are they gonna? Would they come in a female body? Would a pure devotee, if a pure devotee comes down from the heavenly planets, descends down, will that pure devotee take the form of a female or a male? And if they're a female, would they be an ISK? I mean, isn't that the most ridiculous debate or conversation that people could possibly have? Aren't there like important things that you could be doing to help people? If you want to help people, if your whole idea is helping people, and this is what you're talking about, this is what you spend your time doing, arguing about whether women should be equal, have equal rights, or be equal in your spiritual movement. And if they're not, why? You're going to look to some mythology book, some 1,000-year-old scripture that's not even real, these imaginary stories that are just made up, and somehow you're going to base your sexist, racist, pedophilia, child marriage crap on some book written 1,000 years ago by some friggin' Stone Age, friggin' Bronze Age, or whatever. I don't know. I mean, it's just, I can't understand. I have to inhabit the planet with people like that. I have to share a planet with these people, with their child marriage and their pedophilia and protecting the gurus and all of this shit. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. What's going on over here with Ghost Goblin? I don't know what's going on. Excuse me. In the past 35 years of ISKCON, close to 50 gurus blooped, and over 80 sannyasis left this cult. Yet they advertise as if they're such an awesome movement to be in. Absolutely. That, I don't. That's a great point and a great statistic, and it's almost unbelievable that you could have 50 pure devotees. They want you to believe that there were 50 pure devotees who were pure. They were God men. They were pure in disciplic succession, the scamper diet, and they just bloop. They just left. Like Yashodanandan. Like Yashodanandan was a Swami, and he had his stick and whatever, and he's running around with his wooden shoes and whatever he was doing, and then he's not. Then he's just some guy working at British Petroleum with a wife and some kids, and what's that? I thought this was Lord Chaitanya's golden age. I thought it was law books for 10,000 Varnash, Sanatana Dharma. Pure devotee never falls down. Sees Krishna face to face. All this bullshit. All this bullshit. And when they ask Prabhupada, is all this stuff just poetry? Is this analogy? Can we just take it, do we have to take it literally? No, you have to take it literally. Oh, so the pure devotee never falls down. No, he never falls down. And we have to take that literally. Literally. And he sees Krishna face to face. Literally. Yes, literally. Oh. Now you want me to believe that these jokers seeing Krishna face to face? That this guy wakes up and sees Krishna? That this guy's a pure devotee? I mean, come on, man. Or any of these guys. Any of them. Like, this. Okay, let's get into what do we got here? We got
There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call dimension of imagination, dimension of imagination, dimension of imagination, dimension of imagination, dimension of imagination.
ये इसलिए महत्वपूर्ण है कि मैं मेरे हृदय में आपके प्रति जो कृतज्ञता है वो व्यक्त करने का मुझे आज ये मौका मिला है.
Is this all garland seva or other sevas also?
Garland seva, Maharaj.
Only garland. Very exclusive.
Oh yeah. It's Garland Seva. He's there to address the Madhajis that are making garlands, but he's gonna laugh at them first. Let's watch him laugh at them first.
Is this all garland seva or other sevas also?
Garland seva, Maharaj.
Only garland. Very exclusive. Yes, making the garlands for Shri Radha Gopinath.
Oh, see, first. So seriously, I ain't gonna bullshit you. He's there. He's making a special address for the Garland Seva Madhajis. That's what it says on the video. Here, look, it says it right there. His Holiness Radhanath Swami special address to the Garland Seva Madhajis. So he's about to start talking. He looks over and he says, "So this is just the Garland Seva only." And they tell him, "Yes, this is it." And he comes back and he laughs. He chuckles. He thinks it's funny. He says, very special, very special." And he laughs. And then, after he gets a good laugh out, he realizes that he needs to be serious. He shouldn't be laughing. He shouldn't be laughing at these women. But he's a sexist, racist piece of shit. So he can't help but think it's funny that he's going to give a little lecture to the women that make the garlands. So he's like, "Oh, garlands for Shri Radha Gopinath. Very special, very special." After I just laughed at you about it. And I know you're like, "Mike, you're overreacting." I'm not overreacting to nothing. I know what the fuck's going through this guy's mind. I'm giving you some insight. It's like the gopis, like the six Goswamis explaining the pastimes of the gopis. Okay, I'm expanding on it. Okay, I'm expanding.
Is this all Garland Seva or other Sevas also?
Garland Seva, Maharaj.
Only Garland. Very exclusive. Is making the garlands for Shishirata Gopinath.
What a bunch of bullshit. That is such a creepy piece of shit, evil fucking psychopath right there. That's what I got out of it. That ain't no fucking holy man. That ain't no holy man. I would always see Radhanath creep in Mayapur. I seen him in LA a couple times, and all these guys. I'm telling you, man. Ever since I met Tamal Krishna, that was the first time I met a guru like that, and I was that right there. That told me a whole lot. I mean, really, that was like bells went off in my head. Like these guys. Because all I'd heard was like Tamal Krishna was, he was with Prabhupada and he was his assistant and his secretary and all this stuff. And I'd also heard that he was kind of a jerk, but I figured people were just saying he was a jerk because, they were just jealous of him or whatever. I didn't know. And then when I met him and I was like, yeah, I can see where he's a jerk. I can see where people don't like this guy because he ain't no holy man. He ain't no holy man. And when you gotta worship somebody because they're telling you to worship this guy and you know he ain't nothing. That's like me knowing Yashodananda the way I knew Yashodananda, and then one day he comes in all swamied out and he's gonna sit on the Vyasasan and now we're gonna wash his feet and drink the. I would have said, what the fuck are you talking about? I know this guy. You gotta be out of your mind. So I don't even need to see anymore. Those like 15 seconds of him laughing at the Mahajis for making garlands and then getting all serious, putting on his serious face, and he's gonna making garlands for Radha Gopinath. Oh my goodness. You know what? Just shut the fuck up. Hey, yeah, good luck on your exam. Sorry, I wasn't able to keep up with that. Good luck with your exam there. Let me see. What else I got here? I got some more videos. Let me see. I got a lot of videos, man. Rafal is relentless with the videos. Oh, who's this? Let's see who this is. Another super white Hindu.
My personal mission as Guru in ISKCON shall be the same as the mission of Srila Prabhupada.
Bunch of scammers, nothing but a bunch of scammers, and pedophiles. Scammers and pedophiles. That's what they are. That's what they are. This guy over here on the left, this Shruta Kirti guy, this guy's got to be like close to 80 years old. He's got some really young looking wife, like 20 years old. What does he need that for? He's not having any more kids, is he? He's just another Narayana. He reminds me of Narayana. I met his kids. His kids were as old as me. His kids are as old as me. He's got some young Russian wife now.
Because he's a very serious devotee, that to carry on this mission of bringing people to the lotus feet of our Sri Guru Parampara.
Well, it is worship, 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 worship. Worship your guru, they worship you, and your disciples worship you, and then you worship the other gurus, and then they worship you, then you wash their feet, and then they wash your feet. And this is guru worshiping gurus all the time. There's a guru coming. Oh, let's worship this guru. Okay, we'll worship him. And then what are we going to do after that? I don't know. We'll find someone else. We'll find someone else to worship. Yes, he is absolutely mocking them. He's absolutely laughing at them. He's laughing at them. And then he gets all serious, like, oh, he doesn't say, I'm sorry that I'm laughing at you. But he laughs. He just straight up laughs. He says, he's all serious. Is it just the Garland Seva? They're like, yeah, just the Garland Seva. Oh yeah, very exclusive. He says very exclusive, and like he's making fun of him. He's making fun of him, and then he gets all serious, like, oh, I shouldn't be making fun. I shouldn't be making fun of the devotees that are making garlands for Radha Gopinath. So then he gets all serious. Oh, making garlands for Radha Gopinath. Fuck you, you were just laughing at these women, and now you're trying to act all... And I think that pisses me off more than anything else, is that laughing and then that pretending to be serious and just the condescending and the just... They're taking guru oaths now. That's what they're doing. Oh, so they got their little piece of paper. They're taking their oath, and then they're laying down in front of Prabhupada with their little oath, their little piece of paper in their hand. Oh, they're taking an oath of allegiance.
Lotus feet of our Sri Guru Parampara.
Some association with very much qualified.
So that time, Prabhupada and Saraswati Maharaj joined way back in 1984.
These guys, just pedophile after pedophile after pedophile after pedophile. That's all they are, man. They're just it's a scam factory. It's a scam factory and a scum factory. It's a scum and scam factory. That's exactly what it is. It's a scam pradaya and it's a scum pradaya. Because they're a bunch of scumbags. So it's a scumbag pradaya. It's a scam pradaya and a scumbag pradaya. Oh man, it's humility on steroids. These guys, man. Guru Palooza all over the place, man. That's what they do best. That's what they do best. Is just Guru Palooza. This is Guru Palooza all the time. That's their thing. That's their big thing. What's this one? I got a million videos to go through. What is this? Oh, I don't know. Let's see what, oh my goodness, let's see what this guy.
Tumultuous kirtan going on. And Prabhupada came in the door, and everyone was so happy to see him, and it was ecstatic. The kirtan was thundering. Prabhupada stopped and he saw Umapati. And Umapati was one of the first devotees. And evidently Prabhupada hadn't seen him for some time. And he stopped. And
Another. It's so funny. It's so funny. I see these guys. Another white Hindu. I met this guy. He was on my cable program. Donavir. He was just Donavir at the time. Das Adhikar. He wasn't a Swami or anything. He was just an ordinary old Donavir. But yeah, I met him and I talked to him. It's pretty funny. Scumbag Perdayas, man. I swear. Fruit and veg playtime. Yeah, don't play with your food, man. They teach you not to play with your food. They're putting the bananas in the fire. You don't put that in the fire. What do you put that banana in the fire? Actually, barbecue banana is pretty good. I gotta tell you. Let me go to the next video. I got time for a couple more videos here. Because I got to get through these videos. I got to get through them. They're hilarious. What is this? Here we go. Oh, there he is. That's actually Venice Beach. That was Venice Beach there. You want to go back and see Venice Beach? Right there. That's like Santa Monica Beach, and that's the old POP pier in the background. So that was early on. That was early 70s right there.
We should always seek good associate.
Hare Krishna, Jai Srila Prabhupada. My name's Govinda Das. I started consuming prasadam in 1980, and I served for many years in the 90s and early 2000s as member and chairperson of the board of directors of ISKCON Malachua, New Raman Reti. Internationally, I established.
Guy's been in the Hare Krishnas. Guy's been in the Hare Krishnas since the 70s. That's like was it like 50 something years? Close to 60 years. This guy's been in the Hare Krishnas close to 60 years.
The ISKCON Central Office of Child Protection in 1998 and served as its director through 2000.
So he's one of the guys that was protecting. He worked in the Child Protection Office, but all he was really doing was just protecting the gurus. I'm not going to lie. See, now when you say something like this, Ghost Goblin, then I'll put it up. You know, they say life is full of suffering in the material world, but being a devotee is the path, and being a devotee is the path of liberation. But don't seem to want to acknowledge their way of life, and ISKCON is also causing suffering. Yeah, absolutely, you're right about that. See, when you say stuff like that, I can post it and agree with it. But when you're talking about other stuff, you know, cow urine and all that other crap, we don't need that. Dhiro Govinda, another white Hindu, thinking he's going to save ISKCON. What's this? Oh, look at this.
With this Rath Yatra cart and Narayan, this crazy man's running around screaming. And
yeah.
You see that nail?
Oh yeah, like this guy's gonna call somebody else crazy. Like like he's not crazy.
And I say, and he say, hit it like it's Maya. You know, and hit it like it's Maya. And, you know, the guy had like, you know, he's like hyped up on drugs. He was so much energy.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
Well, I mean, the guy's an eccentric genius. What can you do?
What do you guys know about being hopped on drugs? You know, you guys don't take drugs. What do you know about drugs? I remember your Shodananda was like that too. He would always like say, "Oh, that's like this and that on drugs and this on drugs, or that's like this on acid, or this is like what if he would always give these analogies about drugs, and I'm like, and I wanted to say to him, like, what do you know about drugs? Like, what drugs have you taken? Yeah, he was there with Yashodanan's. Yashodanandan's buddy. There's a plaque in the Krishna Balaram temple with this guy, and Yashoda says this temple was built by donations from this freak and Yashodanandan. These two fucking gangsters, man. They were like, it wasn't legal. Whatever they were doing, it wasn't legal. So we got a Guru Kripa, another white Hindu. We got the white Hindu in there, and let's see what else we got. I think I got time for one more. Got time for one more here. Maybe two more. Okay, what is this? I'm waiting for some more trolls. I was hoping for some more trolls. Here we go.
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Freaks on parade. It's the freak parade, and they got to give those books away. Nobody wants those books. They got to give them away, and then ask for a donation. They got to give them away, and then ask people to give a donation. I know you're back. I know you're a troll, and you're back. Yeah, I know you're a troll. You're like you're a Hridayananda disciple or a Gaurahari disciple. I know. So what do you want to do? What do you want to say? I know. Yeah, exactly. When FC, they were like, shh, don't tell anybody. We have our own island, man. So. You're a Hridayananda. You're a Hridayananda disciple. You're a Hridayananda disciple or Gaurahari disciple. I forget because they're both the same. It's the same guy. So, what do you want to say? Why are you here? No, you're not a guru. You're not a guru. You're an idiot. You're not a guru, you're an idiot. He's an idiot. He's just an idiot. He's a Hridayananda follower. No, you are. You're a disciple of somebody.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama.
Dude, you can't fool me. Dude, you can't fool me. I'm not a disciple of it. Yeah, you are. You can't fool me. You can't fool me. I had you pegged on day one. Yeah. Just because you can fly a plane doesn't mean you have any smarts. A lot of idiots can fly a plane. A lot of idiots can drive a car. A lot of idiots can fly a plane. A lot of idiots can run a machine. What are you trying to say? You ever seen Ben Carson? As an idiot can do brain surgery. So what are you trying to say, man? A lot of idiots, man. A lot of idiots in the world that can do stuff. What's your point? So you're an idiot that can fly a plane. So okay, we got that established. Now what? Where are we going with this? You're an idiot that can fly a plane. So now what? What are we doing? All right, buddy, go study for your exams. Thanks for coming in, man. Please like, share, and subscribe. Share these videos, man. Absolutely. Okay, so you're an idiot who can fly a plane. We established that. You're an idiot that can fly a plane. So now what? You believe a demon head eating the moon too? You believe that? You believe in 12-year-old girls being married to grown men? You believe that? Because I know you do. I know you do. You're a Sri Dayananda follower. You're a Sri Dayananda follower, or I'm positive. I know. What am I trying to prove? I'm not trying to prove anything. I'm trying to tell people that this ISKCON is a pedophile cult. Okay? That's that. Simple as that. Bunch of pedophiles. Pedophile gurus. They teach child marriage. They're sexist and racist and pieces of shit. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't, but yeah, sure. Now, you're just an idiot. You're just an idiot, and that's why I blocked you before, I banned you before. I unbanned you because I thought maybe you had something to say. But I guess I made a mistake because you're just as dumb as I thought you were. Pilot who's a Radhanath Swami, so probably from Mumbai. Big airport there. Now I seen him around. I seen him. He's a disciple of somebody, and I'm not sure. He's a disciple of Sri Dayananda or Gorahari. He might be a Gorahari freak. I'm not sure. He has fake trauma, that's all. Okay, so let's say I do have fake trauma. Does everybody have fake trauma? Does everybody have fake? Is everybody's trauma fake? I'll admit that my trauma is fake, but does that mean everybody's trauma is fake? Everybody, all the kids. Yeah, you know. All the kids' trauma is all their trauma fake? I'll give you my trauma's fake. Let's just go for the sake of argument that my trauma is fake. Is everybody's trauma fake? All the kids that were molested, the guy that lost his teeth just passed away last month. Is his trauma fake? Was his trauma fake? You want to answer that? Can you answer that question? There's definitely people who have trauma, I can say that. Okay, so then why do you say my trauma is fake? You agree that there's people that have trauma. What about all these kids? Did all these kids have trauma? All these kids here? The children of ISKCON, like Lawrence Anderson and John Baez and Benjamin Bresic and Anna Carlson and Krishna Shakti Carlson and all of these people. Did they have trauma? Did they have trauma? Is their trauma real? If people come in here, they want to minimize people's trauma. They want to minimize my trauma. They want to minimize my trauma. You might as well minimize everybody's trauma. What's the difference between my trauma and other people's trauma? And Eliana's trauma and Rafal's trauma and Jenna Morton's trauma? Why is their trauma different? Why is their trauma different than these kids that were traumatized? Can you say that? Can you answer that? Because now you're just a big piece of shit. You're just a big piece of shit and you're smelling up my live stream. So I'm probably going to have to ban you again. Because you just can't be like you can't be a normal person. The Hare Krishnas can't be a normal person. You know, I asked you where you wanted to go with it. You said my trauma. You told someone my trauma was fake. And you want me to just sit here. You're a YouTuber, so you're just looking for ego. I'm just looking for ego, and you're in my chat looking for ego. Okay, so now we're equal, right? So now we're both. So I'm looking for ego, and you want ego because you want to come in here and you want to make a comment, and then you want me to put your comment on my screen. So I'm looking for ego, you're looking for ego. So now we're back to square one again. So now it's always back to square one with you. I said I didn't have, you said you don't have fake trauma. I said, okay. You said my trauma's fake. I said, okay, my trauma's fake. Where are we going to go with that? And you shut up. So now I'm doing it again. You're saying I'm just looking for ego. I'm saying, okay, I'm looking for ego. You're looking for ego too because you're in here making your comment. So you're looking for ego too. So now we're back to square one again. So what's the point? Have you got no point? Are you just a fucking idiot, like I said? What about when Prabhupada said to marry the 12-year-old girl to the 19-year-old man in 1977? Was that common in the United States in 1977? Was it common in India in 1977? Was it even legal in 1977 for Prabhupada to say marry that 12-year-old girl to that 19-year-old man? You want to bullshit me and try to feed me the bullshit that they fed you? No, I ain't stupid like you. I ain't stupid like you. You want to believe that shit, but I don't believe that shit because I know the truth. Prabhupada was teaching his disciples to marry 12-year-old girls to grown men, and he put it in the Bhagavatam. So how are you going to say it was something done 100 years ago when he put it in the Bhagavatam and said that 16-year-old girls must be married to 26-year-old men? Or haven't you read the Bhagavatam? Or you don't know. You don't know what you're talking about? Are you that stupid? The only point you have is on top of your head, you fucking pinheaded fucking idiot. Yeah. You know, he comes in here, he says, you know, they're just assholes, man. They think they're holy men, but they're a-holy. They think they're holy, but they're a-holy. And that fits, because when you put an A in front of something, that means it's not. Justice for little girls. Yeah. Justice for little girls. He thinks I'm just looking for, I'm just doing this for my ego. Like I got nothing better to do. Yeah, I think she was younger than that. I think she was 13 when she was born. I think she was 13. But you know, you can't believe these people. They lie. They lie and they lie and they lie. So you a pedo for going over at 20-year-old, also known as me for legit knowing. Yeah, whatever, man. You know, you guys in your child marriage and your pedophile cult leader and all your fucking pedophile gurus, and then you want to come in here and you want to call us pedophiles. You want to call me a pedophile. You want to, you know, come in here like the guy said, oh, Epstein Island and this and that. Meanwhile, they're the ones with the child wives. Meanwhile, it's Chandrasekhar, his godbrother, is the one is trolling for a 15-year-old wife and banned from the temple in New Zealand. And Bhakti Vikash Swami is saying that he likes his child molester buddies. And Prabhupada with an 11-year-old wife and sticking up for predators and all of this stuff. And then coming in here and saying that, well, your trauma is fake. It just shows you what fucking assholes these guys are. They have no empathy, they have no sympathy, they have no conscience, no compassion, no anything. They have nothing. They're just empty-headed fucking idiots. And they think they're super Hindus. They think they're fucking super Hindus. Like they know so much. Hey, they're just like such brainiac, you know. Oh, my guru, he went to Harvard. It's so fucking stupid. It really is, man. And yeah, I do this for my ego because I want to be known as the guy that's fucking exposing your fucking pedophile cult. Absolutely. I want to be that guy. I absolutely want to be that guy. I want to be on 60 Minutes and they can interview me and say, Mike, how did you get started in all this? And I'll say, well, I was a Hare Krishna for 20 years. I saw it all. I hope they do. I hope I do end up on 60 Minutes. I hope I end up on 60 Minutes. And I'm going to tell them everything. I say, yeah, I'll tell you everything I saw, everything that happened. I'll tell you what happened to my daughter. I'll tell you what I saw, what I know, what I heard. I'll tell it everything. Absolutely. I'm more than happy to do that. I'll go on 60 Minutes. I'll go on Australia 60 Minutes. I'll go on Canada 60 Minutes. I'll go on all of them. And I'll tell everything I know. These people, who the fuck is this fucking, I fly a plane. I fly a plane. I'm Aviator Lochan. I fly a plane. I'm smart. I'm in a pedophile cult, but I fly a plane. I can fly a plane. Fucking 4-year-old kids can fly a plane on a fucking video game. Fucking. See, and this is what I'm talking about. They have an opportunity to come in here and talk about shit. Like I'm sitting here talking about a child molestation, predator gurus falling down, child marriage in Prabhupada's books. We could be having a discussion about that. We could actually be having a discussion about those topics. But they don't want to do that. They don't want to talk about that. This friggin' aviator idiot could have typed in here by now. I don't agree with child marriage. I don't think it's right. I think Prabhupada was wrong when he put child marriage in the Bhagavatam. You could easily say that, but he's not. He's going to say something else. He's going to say, you know, my trauma is not real, and this and that, and all, but nothing about what we're talking about. Absolutely nothing about what we're talking about. Late Mom was a disciple of Hansaduta Swami in 71-70. So yes, they were more than knee deep in that cult. Yeah, I knew a woman that was it was Radha Kunda's girlfriend, and spent some time up in Badger. Not Krishna Kata, it was this other woman named Hare Krishna Dasi, and she was a Hansaduta disciple. She used to talk about him, and yes, you do. Yes, you do. So tell me Prabhupada was wrong then. Tell me Prabhupada was wrong. Go ahead, type it in. Say Prabhupada was wrong when he married his 11-year-old wife. Go ahead, do that. Type that in there. Type in Prabhupada was wrong to put child marriage in his books. I want to see you say Prabhupada was wrong. It's not obvious. It's not obvious because you do believe in it. Because you won't say Prabhupada is wrong. Until you say Prabhupada is wrong, I don't believe your bullshit. Because I seen you in Hridayananda's daily Bhagavatam class. I seen you in there. I seen you calling him Guru Dev and Maharaj, and I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. ISKCON Pedo Airline. Yeah, it's Pedo Airlines, piloted by Aviator Lochan. It's 11-year-old airlines. if you know all these things, then why? And if you know all these things they do are bad, then why do you defend this pedophile, woman-hating cult? Yeah, because he doesn't think they're bad. He's just saying it because he's got to say it, because it's his ego. He wants to get his comments put up on the screen and see his comments up there. You know, just the same way I want to see myself on screen. Yeah, Krishna West. He's a Krishna Westerner. He's a Krishna Westerner. Okay, what do I look like? You look like the guy standing next to the plane. That's what you look like. He has a problem with it because he's all in on it. He's all in on the Sri Dayananda and the Gaurahari. Because there's only two places where I go. There are only two places where I go. I go look at Gaurahari, obviously, because you see I play Gaurahari, and I go to Harvard Dumbass because you see me play Harvard Dumbass. So obviously I go and I watch and I can see, and I've seen your name in his thing, and you're like, Guru Maharaj, yeah, go, oh Jai Maharaj, Hare Krishna, Jai. Do you think I'm stupid? Yeah, because I said I seen him in Sri Dayananda's Bhagavatam class, but it's not like I seen him. I seen his name. I seen his name and him posting comments. I don't know which guy he is, what chair he's sitting in. I seen him on the computer when Sri Dayananda is doing his class. I've seen him in the chat. That's it. You talking out your ass? No, I'm not talking out my ass. I ain't talking out my ass at all. I don't need to. I don't need to make shit up, man. That's the one thing. That's the one thing that we don't need to do is make shit up. I don't need to make up a story about a guy, about a 7-year-old kid getting his teeth knocked out by some angry guru. I don't need to make that up. You know why? Because it happened. Because it happened. Yeah, I don't need to make up a story about a 13-year-old girl getting raped in New Vrindavan behind the Kirtan festival, the stage, and then the guy leaving her in the dirt and going back up and singing in the Kirtan. I don't have to make that up. You know why? Because it really happened. I don't have to make up about a guy getting shot in a van, getting 2 bullets pumped into his head in a van on Canfield Avenue. You know why I don't have to make it up? Because that shit happened. Dude, I've seen you. Oh, so you admit you're in there. So you admit you're in there though, but you're saying you haven't. So now you're so he says I've never commented on their videos. So he admits that he's seen their videos, but he's saying he's never commented on it. So this is fucking, and this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying about these Hare Krishnas. You can't believe anything they say. You just can't. You can't believe them. And that's why I had to apologize to Ghost Goblin, and I still don't know if Ghost Goblin is telling the truth or not. Because these guys don't want to be honest. They want to come in and they want to debate, and they want to like give me a piece of their mind, and they want to defend. They can't be honest. They can't tell me who their guru is. They can't say, yeah, I watch Sri Dayananda's Bhagavatam class, and I comment and I say, you know, Jai Gurudev, Jai whatever. He doesn't want to admit that. He doesn't want to admit that. Well, I can't believe these are such horrible stories. Yeah, it's hard to believe that they're not stories. They're facts. They really happen. They really happen. Yeah, well, make it happen. Make it happen, buddy. Your parents got uninitiated. I don't know how you get uninitiated. Did they have a ceremony, an uninitiation ceremony where they got uninitiated? And they took the grains out of the fire and they were like waha swa, waha swa. I don't know. What do you mean uninitiated? How do you get uninitiated? Mike is going on 60 Minutes Australia. I'll do it. Because actually, the more exposure I get, the safer I feel. I feel safer the more. At this point, I need to become famous so that I'll be safe. How do you get uninitiated? I know. How do you get uninitiated? Waha swa. So reverse initiation. It's exactly what they did, yeah. Yeah, okay. It was some good rice. They got uninitiated. That's funny. Okay, you know what, everybody? I think we're gonna end it here. This has been so much fun. And Aviator Lochan, I unbanned you because I banned you because you're an idiot. But I unbanned you, and now you're back. So yeah, well, you know, we have a lot of fun here, and so you're welcome to come back. You know, just don't be an idiot. Okay, just don't be an idiot. You come back. Uninitiated, what a joke. I know. I was uninitiated, what a joke. That's a good one, man. That's a good one. I feel for devotees' kids. What kind of childhood up at 3 a.m. chanting? I know, man. That's why Knitting Cold Lady says it's mind rape. It's mind rape. It's like you're raping these kids' mind before they even know what's going on. It's really sad. It is so sad. Hey, maybe we should do. Hey, Rafal, maybe we should offer some uninitiation. We can have an uninitiation ceremony, and like you and I can do like some kind of we can do some kind of like a fire sacrifice or something, and Eliana can make some garlands, and anybody who wants to come in and get uninitiated, we'll uninitiate them. Well, we can uninitiate them, and we can have a little ceremony. We can have some chanting going on, some non-Krishna chanting. And we can all waswa, and we can all waswa, and we can uninitiate each other. Yeah, Snoggle, thanks for coming in, man. Like, share, and subscribe, everybody. Yeah, we can uninitiate ourselves, reverse fire puja. Yeah, absolutely. And we can have all the fruit and raisins and all of that. Yeah, we can have some. We can have a big ceremony. We can have a mass uninitiation, and we can advertise it. You gotta put them in the chat. You gotta put your banana in the chat, and you have to put your rice in there. Yeah, and we'll advertise it. We'll plan it out. And Agora Hoodie can can officiate the uninitiation, because we all need it. I mean, we've all been out long enough. We can all get uninitiated. We can all get uninitiated, and we'll invite Aviator Lochan for inventing the uninitiation ceremony. We could use thongs. I don't wear a thong. Everything is backwards. Yeah, everything is backwards. We got to promise to break the 4 regular principles. Never chant. Yeah, never drink that water. We got to put the banana in the coconut. Yeah, and we'll do it. We'll do it all at the same time. We'll do it. We'll do it. Hey, we'll plan it. We're gonna plan it. We're gonna discuss this. We're gonna plan it out, and we're all gonna get uninitiated. It's gonna be fun. And then we can invite any of these Hare Krishna that are watching, and we can say, now's your chance, man. Now's your chance. We're having the big day. You can get uninitiated.
Just walk away. There has been too much violence, too much pain. Just walk away, and there will be an end to the horror. Just walk away.
Yeah. Typical devotee, brainwashed, doesn't think there's life outside the cult, but a bunch of fallen karmis. Yeah, it's like Scientology with their debt, with their whatever they call it. There's something debt where they got them thinking that if they leave Scientology, they gotta pay all this money or something. It is great. Oh man. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna plan that. The next show that we do, we're gonna brainstorm. We're gonna have a brainstorming session, and I'll make the I'll make the thumbnail, and it's gonna be the uninitiation ceremony. Absolutely. Yeah, we put that in the fire. We definitely put that in the fire. And what a great idea. Thank you, Aviator Lochan. Thank you. I did the right thing by unbanning you, so we could get that. It was Krishna's mercy, Krishna's arrangement that I unbanned you, and then you came in, you gave us this great idea so that we can all get uninitiated and finally get this Krishna shit, just get rid of it. I'm excited for this. Sounds like a lot of fun. So everybody, Eliana, Rafal, Ghana, Fake Human, Snoggle, Jenna Morton, Howard Johnson, and Tim for sending me that letter, Tim for sending me that email about Shridam. My condolences go out to Srimaya and Shridam's children. It's really sad. I good vibes for Shridam. Horrible experience in the Gurukula. So I want to thank Tim for sending me that, and Ghost Goblin, man, you got to get it together, man. I don't know what's going on with you. Liam, Gary, thanks for coming by. Dusk Within, thanks for being here. If I didn't get to all your comments, man, I'm really sorry. It's like this is blowing up. It's out of control, man. I don't know. Like in the last month, the shit's gone like out of control. But I want to thank everybody for being here. Everybody, please have a great day, great night, great morning, great afternoon, great evening. Please have some great luck. And yes, join us next time, Aviator. Join us next time, man. You can come in, and you can come to the dark side. You can come over to the dark side, man. And Rafal, thanks for the videos. I got plenty more to do. So I want to thank everybody, and for all you Hare Krishnas out there. Again, this is me. Once upon a time, a long time ago, when I was a Hare Krishna. So thanks, everybody. Like, share, and subscribe.